So, for the third season running, Rangers failed to win on the opening day of the Scottish Premiership. This time it's away from home to Motherwell. And to be honest, for the third competitive game running, Rangers were, apart from that first half where they were all right, playing some decent stuff where they scored, they were poor. And if they were up against an opposition that were better in front of goal, then they probably would have lost all three games. Panathinaikos in both games passing up massive opportunities. And then Motherwell today passed up at least three golden opportunities before they actually scored as well. And they were blazing shots over the bar. I just wanted to quickly highlight this here, which shows, yes, these stats don't show the possession, of course, but which Rangers had plenty of, but possession without any sort of action is meaningless. When, the expected goals, a lot of people maybe criticise the expected goal stat because it might not tell the whole story. But, Motherwell definitely, in my opinion anyway, I don't know about other people's watching this, particularly off the second half performance, they probably will feel aggrieved that they didn't come away with the 3 points, I would say. Very poor in the final third at times with their choices, shots over the bar. I mean, Sparrow had a chance in the last minute as well where he decided to try and outside of the foot it, really weak effort, instead of just taking the time to maybe pick out his teammate as well. There was just a couple of rebound chances. Jack Butland at times looked like he was back to the Jack Butland of last season on one or two occasions. Rangers again getting caught in possession, trying to play out from the back. Motherwell in the first half, though, let's not make no mistake, they were pretty poor in the first half and deservedly behind, you would say. The marking from the corner, which was needlessly given away by Paul McGinn as well. They totally shot themselves in the foot when James Tavernier scored the header from the corner. He's been taking them all this time. Maybe he should be in the box for them. And, the Rangers, the way that this first half ended, it kind of petered out from both teams. It was an exciting start to the game, to be fair, from both teams. And then, it kind of petered out a bit, as I said, towards the end of the first half. Rangers didn't really threaten the goal at all in the second half, up until Motherwell equalised, which, to be fair, was a really good strike. Butland was rooted, chested down. I read when it was first scored, I thought it might have been offside, just the guy that got the assist for the chest down. But then after that, Rangers did, in fairness to them, go right up the park, maybe create a couple other chances. Lyle Cameron had an effort before the Motherwell equaliser as well, which was straight at the goalkeeper, one of those ones where you're like, it was too well hit. But Bayrami put a couple of balls across the box, and there was one in particular that looked like it was goal bound, and it was really well defended at the back post. But, overall, a draw was at least what this game deserved, I would say. And Motherwell, as I said, with the way the second half went in particular and the stats in front of you, probably will feel aggrieved not to have come away with the win. Rangers fans booing at the end as well. It is 3 games in a row where I don't think the performance has been there from Rangers, and in this game in particular, they're coming up against, at least Panathinaikos, you can argue they're coming up against an opposition that isn't too far away from them in terms of quality at this moment in time, and can play, arguably should be playing the ball as well as they are. But with Motherwell, Rangers should be far and away ahead of Motherwell, you would say. But credit to Motherwell. They could have let the heads drop after playing poorly in the first half overall and going 1-0 behind, but they stuck at it and deservedly got the draw in the end. This now opens the door as well for all teams playing for tomorrow and Monday, because Livingston, Kilmarnock, Motherwell and Rangers have all drawn. So it's open for anybody to go top of the league, and anybody that does win their games tomorrow will go ahead of all 4 teams that played today. I think you would get long odds on all of them being draws, and it would be mental if we had a draw in every single game for it. That's going to do it, though, overall for the match reaction. If you are a Motherwell fan, Rangers fan, or just a fan of one of the other teams watching, let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the points that I've made here. I do think it needs to improve from Rangers overall. They were okay in the first half, some nice stuff getting played, but the second half drop-off was poor, and I think they've been poor for 3 games in a row now, and have relied on moments, header from a corner, poor defending, the Gassama efforts in both games as well. The Curtis one that came out of nowhere, which incidentally he didn't get on today, so that was a bit of a weird one, but you never know. Maybe he was carrying a knock, or maybe he's decided to save him for the Victoria Pilsen games, but it needs to improve fast, I think, from Rangers. I haven't been impressed with them in the three. That is the first time I've watched Motherwell. Pretty poor in the first half. Looked a lot better in the second half, but their finishing was dreadful. So, as I said, let me know if you agree or disagree with any points made. I'll be back tomorrow for the Falkirk Dundee United and Celtic St Mirren games. I'll catch you in the next one.